video, but it only goes up on my Patreon, really, for Patreon listeners to see the video, and not that many people watch the video anyway. And I use some of the stuff sometimes for social media.
Okay.
Just so you know. All right, I'm going to press record over here. Okay, and we are recording. I'm going to introduce you. You ready? Okay, hi, I have Ashley and Janelle here. Hello.
Hey, hello. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming. I'm so excited to talk to you. We were just chatting earlier while we were trying to get all our technical difficulties. As everyone knows, there's always technical difficulties when it comes to this Zoom recording world. So we were getting it all done and we were chatting, and it's amazing because y'all live so close to where my wife grew up. It's crazy.
It's neighbors. We're neighbors.
Yeah, I love it. So next time I'm in Queens Village, I'm going to come knock on your door, bring a pie or something. Or
yeah,
drinks,
we can go to Gabby's. We can get pizza.
Okay. I don't even know Gabby's. Look, you're going to teach me the neighborhood.
Gabby's is overrated.
Overrated? Okay.
I think so.
Uh-oh. I know my wife very much cares about pizza. It's like a thing.
Well, then she knows Gabby's.
Yeah. Oh, really? I'm going to ask her about Gabby.
Yeah.
Pizza is a big thing. It's like I'm from San Francisco, and God forbid we get pizza in San Francisco. God forbid. There's like all hell breaks loose. That is not pizza. It is not.
Everyone comes here and it's like bagels and pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, before we get into your whole story, why don't you two give us the elevator pitch of who you are and why you're here? And don't worry, you have 30 seconds, and I'm going to put a timer up, but don't worry your pretty heads off, because I will never, ever, ever, ever cut you off. I will let you go and go and go.
Okay.
It's just fun. So don't get nervous. It's 30 seconds. You have time. And
so I guess this isn't the go in depth about our story yet, I guess, right? Okay. All right. Just making sure.
1 second. There's something out. Is there something like outside your window?
Oh, maybe the vacuum.
She's vacuuming.
She loves to vacuum at all times of the day, the night, whatever it is. And she has no carpet, just hardwood, just vacuums away.
Yeah. It's like your upstairs neighbor?
Yes.
That is a loud vacuum.
Yeah. So it's fun while we're trying to put the baby to sleep, and,
God.
or it's like 10 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
So
I'm gonna go up there and be like, listen, we're recording a podcast. I'm going to need you to not vacuum. All right. You got 30 seconds. On your marks. Get set. Go.
I'm going. Okay. So we are the Majors. That's our last name. So we're the Majors. We are an interracial lesbian couple. We both identify as cisgender females. We recently have we had a daughter. She's 5 months old. Her name is Araya. And we also have our own, we started our own brand called Major Motivation, because we're both trainers, as well as teachers. So
that's 30 seconds.
That's our brand and that's our business. That's it. That's us.
Y'all media trained, because that was amazing. You got it all in.
Thanks.
The whole cisgender thing in there, you went, that was beautifully done.
That was not like
rehearsed,
practice or nothing. No.
Good job. Nice.
Thanks.
So before I dig deep into the whole story, I just have to let everyone know they have a wonderful baby, because the baby is literally there just hanging out.
She's in her room.
That would have never happened with either one of my kids, so that's beautiful. But if we hear baby, that's Araya, just making her voice known.
Yes.
And then we have a neighbor upstairs vacuuming.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Hopefully she'll be done soon.
Yeah.
Because you can't make this shit up. All right, so let's take it all the way back to when the two of you met. Let's take it back to the beginning.
The beginning. Oh, we'll be bringing it back to the karaoke days.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, karaoke days. So we both grew up in Long Island. So we actually both went to the same high school.
Oh,
Just
11 years apart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So so we have an age gap here. So
Interesting.
we're we have some twists and turns in our story. So yeah, so there's an 11-year age gap here.
Although, you know, no one ever knows.
I don't know who's older. I really don't. I can't
See?
tell.
Exactly.
You know, I don't really know how to feel about that. You know, it's a compliment to her, but I'm not really sure when people say that. I'm like, you can't tell. But no, we get that a lot. But so yeah, so we both went to the same high school, 11 years apart. I was dating somebody at the time that we met. I was actually dating a man. And we went to high school
We
together.
forgive you. We forgive you for that.
Thank you.
I'm just
you know, can you blame me? Because, you know, these females out here sometimes are a little cray.
It can
A
be
little crazy.
can be difficult. It's true.
So, you know, I was looking for a good person, someone that I was going to have a good connection with. And he was like my best friend. Like we dated in like 9th grade. We were babies. And he was actually friends with her nephew.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she
Okay.
has older siblings.
Uh-huh.
So their kids I went to high school with.
Right.
She's the same age as my nieces and nephews.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So do you wanna take over?
About karaoke? All right, so there was this place that we used to always go to. One of my friends owns this bar out in Long Island,
Mhm.
and we used to always go there for karaoke. And I was also in another relationship with
Mhm.
a female.
Okay.
So we used to go to karaoke, and I knew that her and her then boyfriend used to love karaoke too, because like I said, her boyfriend and my family was connected because of my nephew and who
Right.
she was dating.
Right.
So I would hit her up and say, or him up at the time and say,
Right.
oh, we're going to karaoke if you guys want to come, because they thought that they were, well, this is like Whitney Houston, and he was like,
We love some karaoke.
Yeah,
we
but-
love we're avid karaoke goers.
yeah, but
Okay.
they're the people that go to karaoke and you're like,
All right,
we
relax.
came here to sing, and
No.
like your voice is really good.
Oh, like you can really sing.
Yeah, they can both really sing.
I'm same with you, Ashley. I play that game too.
Yeah, they can both really sing. So a couple of times we went to karaoke, and then her then boyfriend had hit me up to try to get her a job
Mm.
in
Her school.
my school,
Because she worked out in Queens.
Right. Okay.
and she was in Long Island, but he had got a job in the city, so they wanted to move out this way.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, all right, give me the resume,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll give it to my principal, and then we'll see what can happen. Long story short,
We really go into long version.
all right, go ahead, cut it off.
Don't cut it off. Keep going.
Uh,
Keep going.
all right, so she came, she interviewed, they ended up hiring her, but she didn't want to start right then. She wanted to wait.
It was in like the middle of the year.
Yeah, so she wanted to wait till the following year.
So I got the job.
Right.
And I was supposed to start the following year. Long story short, my ex ended up getting a job in Seattle.
Oh.
So I was like, holy shit. Now, meanwhile, this whole time, like, you know, I feel like for me, I was like self-sabotaging that relationship a little bit, because at the end of the day, and I dated females since like 10th grade. He knew, you know, all my exes and stuff like that, all my drama. But you know, he was still willing, and I was like, he's a great guy. He is a great guy. And, you know, he had a great family and stuff like that. And we were going to go, and I just freaked out. And then I met her and talking to her, and I was like, I just missed that connection with the LGBTQ community, and, you know, feeling of, you know, a same-sex partner. And, you know, so there was just a lot of like mixed emotions going on. So long story short, I went to Seattle for 2 days and then came back.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I
that was like
went,
a breakup.
I went, but I came back. Yeah. So I was gonna like try to make it work, to like be in Seattle and stuff like that, regardless of what happened in our relationship. But I was like, I'm coming home. So
Yeah, so you
I
came back. You were like,
came
I'm gonna
back.
take that job
Yes.
with that
Well,
hot
actually,
boyfriend.
I didn't take the job in her school. I got a job in a different school, but we work literally like not even 10 minutes from each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Should
All
I
right.
grab that baby?
You want to grab
Sure.
me? Go get that baby. Go get that baby.
I'm gonna grab the baby. You
Okay.
tell your side of the
Okay,
story.
Oh.
Yeah, so long story short, after I got her the interview and she said she was gonna start the following year. Then we talked more.
Mhm.
Like we would talk like text, whatever. Then one night we ended up with like, oh, we're gonna go out, out somewhere. And she came with him and his friends, and then I came. But at the time, I was with the female for like 8 years.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, I was with and I knew that we were breaking up. I knew that we were gonna go our separate way. But she didn't know. She thought that I was in this great relationship because, if you don't post that you're miserable on social media, then you're just happy.
Right. You mean Ashley didn't know? Your girlfriend at the time probably knew.
Yes,
Right.
she knew, but Ashley didn't know because she was
Mhm.
like, oh, I thought you were like,
Married.
and,
Mhm.
in this great relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So then, the one night we went out, we ended up hitting it off. We started talking after that. And then she broke it to me that she was moving to Seattle. So I was
now,
like,
wait a second. Let me back you up a little bit. Did you know that Ashley was into girls too?
yes.
Oh, you knew.
And honestly, I thought that her and the boy that she was with were in a setup because he was very flamboyant.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, you know how some people, I've had a friend or two that was in a relationship, but not really in a relationship.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was
like a
cover up. Yeah, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you're kind of flirting at this point, and then she's like, I'm going to Seattle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I was like, you know what? All right, go ahead, go to Seattle because I need to be single for a year. I'm not going to be in a relationship. I just got in an 8-year relationship. I'm not jumping into another relationship. I need to be single for a year. So you can go to Seattle and do what you have to do, and we could visit. You could come back and whatever. And then I was like, no, it's not going to work like that.
Oh my God. You know that this is how me and my wife met. I had just gotten out of a 7.5-year relationship, and I was just looking for like a kind of like a little fling before I went away, literally. And then I went away and it was like, oh no, this is it. This is a done deal. This is here to stay. So, okay. But before you went away to Seattle for the 2 days, did y'all hook up at all? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me. I think you just gave me my answer.
I mean, we really spent like the whole summer together, really.
Mm-hmm.
It was yeah. So like I said, this isn't a cookie cutter story, but it's an interesting story to say the least. And we just genuinely like enjoyed each other's company, and we just found ourselves kind of just planning and like seeing each other and making plans, and like we're like, all right, well, you're coming out here this day, and all right, can I see you this day and this day? So it was, how lesbians are.
I do. I very much do.
So and it was literally just like we did enjoy each other's company, and but yeah, there might have been a little kiss here and there,
maybe a little bit, just a little bit, right? Just as you do. So all right, so then what happens? Like, so then how does it propel forward? How do we get to the next step?
So she came back from Seattle. I got her a job at a school that was close to us because at that time my school said they weren't hiring. So I knew someone else and I reached out to them, got her in a school that was close to us. She at the time was still living in Long Island at her mom's house. I, of course, live in Queens, so it was just more convenient for her to go from here to work.
So
Obviously.
right.
So she was here most of the time. So, I mean, I guess we U-hauled it real fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say you hold it. You hold it.
And that lasted about a couple months of commuting, and I'm like, so like, are we gonna make this official? Like, what's going on here? So I think one day we were out, and it was like a couple months later, and I was like,
when are you gonna ask me to move in with you?
No, I think I introduced myself as your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, she sure did. She sure did. We didn't even discuss it, but I was talking to a friend I went to high school with outside of a restaurant, and she was like, oh, talking to me, and she's like, oh, who's that? She's like, oh, hi, I'm her girlfriend. I was like, oh, that's my girlfriend.
Listen,
if you want something done, just do it yourself, right?
There you go. That's the name of
the I could be shy a little bit, but sometimes I'm like, hey, listen.
Like, you knew what you wanted. You had already U-hauled. It's a done deal.
Right.
It's done. This is lesbian words. This is lesbian life here.
Exactly.
So then you're girlfriends.
We're girlfriends. Then right before COVID hit, literally my birthday is in March. So like March of 2020.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about how I said I was never going to get married.
Uh-oh.
And I was never having a kid.
There it is.
I was like, no, I was like, this is never going to work. Because let me guess, you want a kid and you want to get married. And I'm not doing any of that. And you said
you never wanted to be with another teacher.
Yes, and I never wanted to be another teacher because who wants to be off when their significant others off? Maybe I want my own time.
She does. She wants to be off when I'm off.
Oh, miss, if I take a day, you take a day.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Yes, but listen,
absolutely.
when the baby's in school, it'll be helpful because you'll all be off at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. She loves it. She loves being off at the same time and getting out of the same hours. You love it.
Yeah, because I actually like her.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You like to spend time together.
But so it's a little different.
But I want to know, when you say you didn't want to ever get married and you didn't want to ever get kids, why do you think that is?
I probably wasn't with the right person.
Okay. It has nothing to do with like any kind, because if I
had gotten married, yeah, I mean, to me, I just think that people get married for all the wrong. If I'm with someone, I'm the type of person that if I'm with someone, I don't need to be a piece of paper or anything to put she's a contract on. I'm very loyal. Yeah. I see so many people that are married that are miserable and cheating all the time. So what's the point of getting married? If I say I'm with you and you're my girlfriend or you're my fiance, to me, it's no different than being married.
Right.
I just didn't ever, I don't know. I just never needed, I don't need a piece of paper to tell me that that's what I want to be with.
And what about with the baby thing? Like, because a lot of times, like a theme that comes up a lot of times with couples on this show is like, one person in the couple will say, I never wanted kids. I never really thought about kids because like, for me, it was never really an option in my head. But is that what the case was for you? Or it was just kind of like, I don't want kids.
I just didn't want kids. Like it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication. And I feel like there's so many people that are having kids that should have my mentality and not want to have kids because they have kids and then don't want to raise the kids. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. It's not, you can be a mom or you could be a dad when you want to.
No.
So, and it's expensive also.
Sure is.
So, I don't know. The last relationship I was in, my significant other had a kid. So I raised her from 5th grade to 11th grade. So I did raise a kid. It just,
yeah, you did. And are you still in contact with that kid?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So let's take it back to you two. So didn't want married, didn't want kids, but it ended up happening.
Yes.
Obviously, because Ashley wanted what Ashley wanted? Is that how that?
No, not necessarily. It didn't happen like that. I was always open about, you know, wanting to have kids. I said that I knew that I wanted to have at least one kid. Excuse me.
You don't want a brother or sister. I know.
Yeah, she like, no, thank you.
I always said that to her. And I said, you know, it's ironic because I would always see her with like her friends' kids and like, you know, all kids just like flock to her, you know, and she's like good with kids. And I'm like, I just don't understand like how, you know, you don't want a kid of your own, you know? And one day, like she would just start talking about like kids and like, it wasn't like, they're so expensive and daycare. It was like more like, so like, what do you think about, I don't know, it was something like positive or, you know, and I was like, oh, okay. Like that kind of changed a little bit. And like, I just started seeing that she was kind of talking about kids more in like a, okay, well, what if? And then I was like, well, would you? And then we just kind of went from there and we spoke about it, and it was something that we ended up both wanting, and now we have this little one.
I love it. I love it. So did you end up getting married too? Or you're not married?
Yes, we are married. So we ended up, so like I was saying, she actually proposed like right before the shutdown. So she proposed, and we were like, that's her favorite thing, right?
Baby is blowing raspberries, right? Oh my God.
Like, where did you learn this from?
Oh my God, this is parent life. This is parent life
Yeah?
right here. Right here.
Yeah.
So then after I proposed to her and we shut down, and then we survived being together during the shutdown, I was like, oh, because you know, a lot of people didn't survive the shutdown.
Yeah.
Together.
I know.
Yeah, that's a lot of time, you know, in each other's face, and you know, just like it was like we can't get away from each other, kind of, you know. So yeah, so that was a lot. So the world was like, well, you're gonna see if you guys want to really marry each other now. But it was fine. We were good. We survived. We didn't get sick of each other. We managed to teach remotely. We're both teachers, so that was a whole other experience of teaching throughout the pandemic. And we just made sure to really like cut the day in half. We would go outside, we'd walk a lot. So then that was March of 2020. June of 2021, we got married.
And by the way, in May of 2021, I ruptured my Achilles at work. So it was about a month before the wedding, which means
So she was limping down the aisle.
And I wasn't even supposed to be.
That's sexy. That's sexy.
Yes.
I was on a scooter, actually. Yes.
So she was dancing with the scooter.
That's so lesbian. It's just so lesbian. I'm just gonna say that's amazing. Okay, so then you get married, and then like Janelle, you've come around to baby. You've come around to the idea of a baby. So then, how do y'all go about creating your family?
Actually, my sister's son, everybody always thinks that we look, every time we go out and we have like I said, they're close in age. I'm closer in age to my nieces and nephews than my brother and sister. They always think we are brother and sister. So I was like, why don't we ask him? The worst he could do is say no.
Right.
So he was like, at first he was like, I don't know, because he has no kids. He doesn't have any kids yet.
Okay.
And, you know, it's understandable. I feel like that's like, you know, a big question to ask, you know, especially you're going to see that child often or often enough, so it was understandable to have some reservation. So we talked about it and threw around the idea a lot, but when it was like time to really, we were like, okay, let's have this summer after our wedding, and then come September we'll start trying. I was like, who knows, maybe he'll back out, or you never know until it's like, all right, let's try and do this. But he was all for it, and I said, it would be nice if we had somebody and someone that was willing to donate their sperm, like it would be some of her biological blood, so
Like the
that's
best, it's the best case scenario.
right. So which we do see a lot of her family in her,
So
so
it worked. So it really happened.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We've talked to a lot of folks who've used like a brother or a relative, but like, what were you scared to initially ask him? Or was it just like, I'm asking?
Yeah, no, at first, but then I was like, the worst he could do is say no. And my niece, who I'm very close with, his sister, was like, I was like, what do you think about it? She's like, I think he'll definitely do it. I was like, all right, so we'll ask him.
Wow. So time came, you're like tracking that. Oh, so wait, did you go to a fertility clinic? How'd you do this?
So I was like, let me try to do it with the least amount of doctors possible. I don't like needles and shots and stuff like that. So, and giving blood. So, which I had to do, here and there anyway. But I said, if we can just do this at home, let's try it out a couple times, if we're lucky, we're lucky. I was lucky enough, like I wasn't super crazy about tracking and my ovulation and stuff like that, like, so I just did it on one of my apps, and I said, okay, I'm ovulating here, and I'm gonna be most fertile this day, so let's have him come over.
And I went and got the turkey baster.
We got the Mosey kit. We got the Mosey kit.
That's how we call it on this show lovingly anyway, the turkey baster method.
Yes.
Even though we don't use a turkey baster anymore.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Anymore.
Yes.
You use the Mosey baby kit?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we used that. And we tried it. I think we inseminated in September. So I ended up getting pregnant. But it was not
viable.
Yeah, a viable pregnancy.
Wow.
And then we tried again in December, but I got, it worked. So we were like, okay, there's hope. So let's
right?
give it, maybe one more try. Let's try it again.
Because when she went and it didn't, like, at first it was two eggs, right? Or two. So what?
Two sacks.
Two sacks. So they weren't.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't. There was no fetal pole in them, so they're like, all right, come back. Let's see. They might not be viable.
So you went for a pregnant. So you went to the doctor to test, and there was something there, but there was like no heartbeat.
Yeah. There was no. It's called a fetal pole. There was nothing in the sacks.
This is new for me. I haven't heard this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So not a viable.
So it's like before. Yeah, it's before like you even hear a heartbeat. There needs to be a fetal pole in the sacks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that hard? Was that hard for you?
It was hard. I feel like because are we going? How you wanna? Yeah. We were going through a rough time in our marriage, in general. So it was a lot of, there was a lot of emotions going on. Let's just put it that way. So we weren't okay, and then this happened, and I feel like it definitely took a toll on us. I feel like I wasn't really able to like think about like what was going on, because like we were so like not in a good spot. But then we tried again afterwards, and we were in a better spot. We were in a better place, and that ended up, that was like in the beginning, mid-December. And that ended up we waited a longer period of time to go to the doctor to try, because, we were like, let's just wait and be patient. And, when we go, so, because we went really early the last time, so we were like slowly seeing, things progress. So, and it was a lot harder than like, we were week to week, we were, seeing, okay, is it a good pregnancy? Is it not? They were having me come every week, and it was a lot,
The first one or the
the
second?
first time. The first time.
The first one you went like after 2 weeks.
Yeah. We knew, we took a pregnancy test, and we're like, oh.
So it was a lot. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
You see the positive test, and then that shit happens, and then you're already going through what you're going through. I mean, shitty, right? And so the second time you waited a little longer.
We wait. So I took an at-home test, like 3 weeks, and I was like, let's wait 3 more weeks. So I'll be like 6 or 7 weeks. And then when we go, we'll be able to hear a heartbeat or not, if it's a good pregnancy or not. So we went, and like in like mid-January, and then we heard a heartbeat. Wow. So yeah, it was like probably like a month later, like January 15th or something like that.
And our doctor was like, this is crazy. You guys are gonna put the fertility clinics out of business. I can't believe, because after the first time it wasn't viable, he's like, oh, maybe you should go see fertility. I'm like, wait a minute. We tried one time and she was pregnant. Right. So why would you say like go see a fertility doctor already? Like, okay, we'll try. And then they said, don't try again for another 3 months. We literally waited for one period, and then the next time we tried again.
This is, what you're bringing up, a point that comes up a lot on this show. Like a lot of queer couples who go to the clinic to get pregnant, they have this frustration. They're treated like an infertile couple when they're not.
Yeah,
right. Treated a certain type of way, because that's what the clinics are set up to cater to, is the people who are infertile. And we're not infertile, we just are missing a part, right? Mm-hmm. And then like when it doesn't work out, they make you wait this certain period of time, and they have all these rules that don't necessarily pertain to us.
Yeah, right? And I was like, we're just gonna do our own thing, because it works.
It worked.
Yeah, because I did end up, they say like go through like, get your regular period like 2 or 3 times or something. I got my period, and I just waited for the next time. How are you? I just waited for the next time to that I was ovulating, and then I was like, let's just try again.
Because whatever. You know what? Because straight couples who try at home, they're not waiting.
Right. Exactly. That's what we see. Right. And
we should be allowed to have sex too.
Exactly.
Not that works, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so it worked. Yay. Excited.
Yeah.
And what was it like with your nephew? Like, was he like, and did you get papers? Did you sign papers? Like, what is your agreement with your nephew?
We did not sign papers yet. We have to do the second parent adoption, but you have to wait until after she's born, and you have to get all this stuff from the doctor, and we have not done that yet. But we see him. He's comes around, but he's in his own world. He's,
and he's cool with it.
Yeah, he's cool with it.
But did you have a conversation with him about what his role would be or what his role would not be, like conversations around it?
We said it was actually harder for not him. I think like my sister and my niece, because he doesn't have any children yet.
Right.
So,
which is honestly something that I didn't even, I guess I thought about who she would be to her family, but not, I guess, how they would really, right. So,
involved. And so you have to have conversations with the whole family about,
right.
And
yes,
this is my child.
Yep.
And you can have, and you're allowing the whole family to take part in her life, obviously.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to acknowledge who she is to the two of you.
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah, it's complicated. This shit's complicated, right?
Yeah, and I feel like, it's like, you know, although this part is complicated, I felt like, in when she gets older, I do like the fact that, she's not going to, because I feel like it's common for, like, I have a few people in my family who are adopted, or, or actually I have cousins that were, you want her? That were born through IVF. So, with my aunt is a single mother, and
with a
I feel
donor.
like I'm sorry.
With a donor, you mean? Like
Right.
IVF using
Yeah.
a sperm donor?
Right. So, I feel like that common question comes up, like, who's my father, or, who's, the other, who's the donor,
Where's the DNA come from, right? Like,
right. So at least I feel like she will know that person,
right. And that, and so it was important for her to know the other half of her DNA.
Right.
And
Right.
not only does she know the other half of, well, she knows the other half of her DNA because she's holding her right now as well.
Right.
You're
Right.
Both share
Exactly.
DNA with your baby, which is
Right.
just freaking beautiful, which a lot of our families don't have.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like we are definitely lucky enough to be in this situation and actually have it work.
Yeah, but with it come other complications that you have
Yeah.
to work through and talk through, and
Right.
sometimes you got to get buttoned up legally and all the things, just because you don't know what's in other folks' minds and hearts, and
Right.
And that's the thing. But also, in all the families that I talk to, like, what it comes down to, especially with our queer families who come about in so many ways, is like a lot of us come to the conclusion that, because we kind of have to, because we're kind of forced to, that, what, the more the merrier. The more people my children or my child has in their lives who love them and will protect them, the better. But sometimes it's hard to come to that realization.
Right.
And honestly, I think that using my nephew's sperm was actually it was good for my dad. Like, I feel my dad is not he's very
accepting.
old school. He's not very accepting. Like, but he loves this little baby.
He loves this baby.
And he is blood related as well.
Right.
Which matters to some grandparents, which matters, like, don't these babies just soften those hardened parents who just aren't accepting the queerness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Babies soften everything. No, the babies are the best, especially this little baby who keeps blowing raspberries. And
I do.
Right, Mama?
I do.
Right.
She's so cute. Okay, so wow. So, oh my God, it's amazing. So you're the first nephew donor I've spoken to in 200 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh,
So
wow.
that's amazing. You get a badge.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yay. Okay. All right. So she's 5 months now. You're working on the second parent. You said you had to wait till she was born. Is that because your nephew was the donor? He's not on the birth certificate, is he?
No, but you have to wait. We have to wait till she's born, because we need the birth certificate.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha.
But yeah, she was able to, like, instantly go, even though she wasn't the birth parent, go on her insurance, and she was able to be on the birth certificate, and they acknowledged her as the second parent, like, immediately. So everything with that was smooth. So
yeah, that's awesome. The lawyers that we've spoken to on the show just make sure you get that second parent adoption, just in case. You just never know. You just never know. It's better to have it all buttoned up legally. But
yes,
it sounds like everything is just going beautifully.
Yeah, it's great. She's awesome.
Everything's so beautiful, and she's so easy that y'all launched your own business.
Yes, we've been talking about it since the shutdown, actually. So we're kind of just starting to, like, pick up with everything. So it's like, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah. So what is
Yeah.
the business?
So, well, you always have been
Major
major
Motivation.
motivation. So that was her as a brand in herself, because along with teachers, she was a personal trainer. I'm actually a personal trainer too. We're both trainers. So I came into it, and we, you know, we both have a love for fitness. So we came together, and we were just always working out, and you know, we'd post videos of just us working out, and we were like, well, when we get married, we're both going to be major, so we could both be major motivation. So then with the shutdown and everything, so you know, we use it at first as kind of like, you know, to have clients on the side and train here and there. But then the shutdown happened, and everyone was making their own little business and doing something, and you know, so so I was like, well, I love athletic clothes. Like, I live in leggings. Like, and I don't think I put on leggings the whole, I mean, I don't think I put on jeans the whole pandemic. Like, I mean, still really, I think in the past 2 years, I think I wore a pair of jeans twice, I think.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I want to like make my own leggings. Like, I want to like be my own athletic brand. Like, let's, you know, like get some like sweatshirt. And in the meantime, we've always kind of like here and there put like our, you know, major motivation on like a sweatshirt, or like, you know, on a shirt or something like that. But I was like, I want to try to make this an athletic brand. Like, I want to be an athletic brand, you know? And I just think like loungewear in general right now is like, you know, really popular. People just wear it for, you know, just not going to the gym, just because, you know, to lounge around and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what we want to be. And my aunts actually have their own business also, and they have connections with manufacturers overseas and domestically. And one of my aunts is actually a designer, so they're twins, so one designs and one works with production. So we were like, can we make this happen? So slowly but surely, we've been trying to get some merchandise, and we started off with some sweatshirts and stuff, and you know, we're going to venture out into sets and joggers.
Can you see?
So
I see it. Major
yes,
motivation. I see it.
yes,
Very nice.
so
It's so cute and stylish. And like, where can people find you? And where can people find
so we do have our own website. It's major-motivation.com. So it tells a little bit about us, about our story, about our mission, who we are, what we want to be, and yeah, we have all of our stuff on there, and we're actually going to launch some stuff for the spring, so that's in the making right now. So and we have Pride stuff, so we're gonna be having some Pride gear, and yeah, so.
All right. And can people find you on I mean, I follow you on social media, and you have fun on the social.
So we have it all. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, which it can all be so overwhelming sometimes.
I get it. I'm in the same boat. What's your handle? Where can people find you?
Okay, so TikTok, it's Major Mamas. And Instagram, it's Major Motivation Merch.
Okay. So everybody go check it out.
Yeah.
Support the queer makers.
Yes.
Not just baby makers, but clothing makers. And get out there and do it. And is there anything else you want to say about your family, brand, or anything?
No, I just feel like you know, there have been like so many twists and turns along the way, and sometimes people, you know, judge or wanna, you know, hate or spread negativity on, you know, their perception of you or things that, you know, go on. But you know, all you can do is keep growing and and every couple has their shit. And that's what we say. And as long as you acknowledge and you're committed to keep growing and working through things and building together, if it works, it works, I'm super happy to be where I am, to have both of them, and just excited to see where this life takes us and what happens with our brand and stuff. So yeah,
Exciting.
super cool. Yeah.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah. And thank you for giving us the platform to come and share our story, because
these stories need to be, they need to be told. There's not enough of our stories out there. Not by far, not enough. So I am really grateful to you for sharing your story, even with the baby blowing raspberries and all our champs. You made it through. We made it through. I had a jackhammer outside my window.
We made it.
We made it. And I'm going to come over. I said I was going to bring pie, but I don't even know where that came from because I don't do pie. I'm going to bring drinks.
Yes. And we could get a pizza pie.
Yes.
There we go. Pizza pie.
A pizza pie. Yes.
We'll bring some drinks.
And some drinks. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God. Well, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I know you're so busy, and thank you for taking time to come tell us.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to
Okay.
stop on all the